Afternoon, everyone. Sorry we were a bit late, but there was an extra meeting put in place today, so that's why we're 20 minutes late. It's my great honour to announce that DHL Stormers side to face the Chelsea Sharks on the weekend. Starting at the back, Dylan Lades with his 50th Stormers cap, JJ Engelbrecht, Evie Filun, Damien Delenda, Raymond Rule, Jean-Luc Duplessis, Dewald Duvenonga, Sukumboso, Noche, Pieter-Steph du Toit, Captain, Kobus van Dijk, Jan de Klerk, Kobus Visa, Frans Mahova, Bongi Mbanambi, and JC Janssen van Rensburg. On the replacement bench is Ramon Samuel, Stephen Kitsoff, Wilco Lowe, JD Schickerling, Genre Augustus, Herschel Junkies with his Super Rugby debut, Josh Thunder, and Craig Berry.
Rob, I understand Sio's sick?
Yep, Sio's sick. So he was sent home today. He's suffering from flu. He didn't train yesterday either, so we had to make a call there, and so he's been rested due to illness. And then I suppose the other one that you're looking for is Nizam Carr. He's got an AC joint, so he's not available for selection either. Justin Phillips broke his ribs on the weekend, so he's not available for selection. That's what I can think of now.
That's a bit disappointing for Nemo because it's his last game too, isn't it?
Yep. There's a couple of guys obviously with their last game for us this weekend. Obviously we would have loved to have Nemo in the mix, playing his last game at Newlands and giving him a good send-off. He's been battling with an AC now, so we had to make a call obviously with an important game like this, so we made that call.
Rob, when you talk about motivation for this week, what's really driving you guys? Obviously you're ending with a win, but is there anything like avoiding the wooden spoon maybe in the Cycling conference? Is that any motivation for you?
No, look, it's really about ending off on a high note, and giving a good send off for the guys that are leaving us. We're always motivated to obviously play against the Sharks, especially at Newlands. So, but obviously, it's been a disappointing season for us, and we need to end off on a strong note, to give us, some, confidence going into next year. It hasn't been ideal for us, and we understand that, and but we certainly want to finish off on a high note, and there's no better team to do that against than the Sharks.
Bro, have you received board backing for next season at this stage? Have you guys spoken about that?
I haven't spoken to my board. That's next week's problem. You're right with that, Lloyd. As I say, you've been quite busy lately, so
are you feeling
surely you're going to expect that answer.
How are you feeling about that, Coach? Is there any thoughts?
I haven't given it any thought whatsoever. I've got to play against the Sharks this weekend. That's it. That's next week's problem.
You don't know Rembrandt any money.
Rob, you do
No.
have a fourth year on your contract, right?
Hey?
You still have 1 year on your contract.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know even why we're discussing it. So I've got another year on my contract. So, I do a review every year. So, and that's next week's issue.
Rob, I mean, like Feeney said the other day, you don't become a crap coach overnight. You made the playoffs last year, this year it's been a setback. Sort of when you assess the season, how do you look back at it and where did it go wrong? Where could it have gone? I mean, besides results, obviously.
Yeah, Craig, I think the best thing for me to do is, as I say, my focus has been this week on the Sharks, Cumdill, and that's where it has been. For me, I still have to do a review with my coaches, who then I present to the director of rugby, and then it goes to board level. So that's a process that happens every single year. And I can't tell you now off the bat exactly where it's gone wrong. That's for next week's focus. Right now, my most important thing is to get the team as best prepared as possible. And it's been a challenging week in that, getting back from Buenos Aires, but it's been a good week, and the team is motivated to do well in this weekend, like they have every single game. And I cannot question the players' commitment. And I won't question that again on the weekend. I know that we'll go out there to do everything we can to get out a win.
Coach, obviously it's been a tough season. What's been your standout, your positive for the season? Where have you made strides, do you feel?
Yeah, like I said, a season review will be done after this game. My focus has been, and our focus has been purely on the Sharks. when next week comes and we do our review, then we can chat about what's been good and what hasn't worked.
Yeah, no, nice to see
That's
him play.
positive news. Yeah.
Oh, well, no, it's good to see him out there. He's had a terrible year.
Yeah.
Injuries and setbacks and freak things. Are you excited to see him?
Very excited. It's been a challenging year for him. He's been in and out, of the system due to his injuries, and he's played a couple of minutes for Dobbo, and he had a good game against Boland, where he was a game breaker, and they drew the game where they were behind. Again this last weekend now, in difficult conditions, he played quite well. So for us, it's all about having some game breakers. You need that against the Sharks. They're a big powerful side, and we need somebody there who can stop momentum and who can create momentum. So we certainly are excited about him coming onto the bench and seeing what he can do.
Coach, from the Sharks' point of view, last week they went to beat the Lions, and obviously from their point of view, last team game in order for them to try and qualify. What are you expecting from the Sharks' point of view trying to come together?
Yeah, they're going to give everything. I mean, I think they've already, spoken about that through the media. That this is a massive game for them, and which it is. It was, they were under pressure against the Lions last weekend, and they did incredibly well to turn that game around and win it at the end of the day. They're desperate to qualify, and if they lose this game, they're in danger of not qualifying. So it's obviously a must-win game for them. But we've got the same mindset. We've got a bit of pride, and that's probably the biggest motivation for us, and so we'll be certainly, ready for it.
On to that, was it just a natural decision for you to select Pieter-Step as your captain after seeing all that illness?
Yes, I mean, look, he's part of our leadership group, and he's got some captaincy experience now with the Springboks, and he's been outstanding for us. Every game that he has played for us, he's played 80 minutes, and he's given his heart, and and he's shown great character within the group and in his performances, and that's what we're going to need, on the weekend. When the team, has been struggling with some form, all we can ask is, our players give their all and show, their heart on their sleeve, and Pieter-Step has certainly done that for us this season.
Pieter-Step, must be born in Cape Town and walked around, and it's quite an honour to captain the Storm.
Yeah, it's a massive honour for me. It's again, like with the Springboks, I never thought about it, and when Flecky told me this morning, I was quite shocked as well. I had to take a few seconds when I sat down in my locker to process it, but yeah, it's a massive honour for me. To play at Newlands especially, I couldn't ask for anything better.
And how much of what you learned overseas with the Boks is going to help you out on Saturday?
Yeah, I think the main thing I only can do is, like Flecky said, is try and do my job and lead by example on the field, and try and motivate the guys by the way I play and making my decisions on the field as well. So I've got I learned a lot with the Boks as well, and a lot on the Flecky as well, especially 3 years this year when we struggled a bit. But yeah, it's I can't do much more than who I am. So.
Enjoying it that at number 7, it really seems like the year that you've kind of made number 7 a position that you can play. There were doubts obviously before, but just your thoughts on playing at number 7?
Yeah, I'm trying to, doesn't matter where I play, to perform as well as I can, and at the moment I was lucky enough to perform at 7, and when I played as 5 as well this year, it was something I enjoyed, but now I'm starting to enjoy 7 a lot. It's something I really strive to, and hopefully there's a lot more games at 7 for me.
Pieter-Step, how much CRB missed? You guys played together at the Boks.
Oh, it's massive. Sia is our captain for the whole year. He's been part of the system. Springbok captain as well, so he brings a lot of calmness to the team as well, and a lot of experience, and just the way he plays. So it's going to be massive missed as well. But I'm sure the young guy stepping in as well is going to fulfill a good role as well.
From Jean-Luc said on Tuesday that he wasn't quite at 100% yet. He felt he's obviously getting there with every week.
Yeah.
In an ideal world, would you have kind of liked to phase him in a bit more? Obviously, the situations have meant, I guess, that you've had to start him at 10 for a few games now.
Yeah.
Ideally, would he be kind of coming off the bench in these matches?
Look, I think with him, we have to be pretty careful how we manage him going forward. He's got some groin issues there, and look, he didn't train today, through that, and for him, it's a case of trying to manage him, but the way he's gone of late, he's played pretty well. Just his conditioning, obviously, is something that he still has to catch up to in terms of Super Rugby level. Ideally, if Gaza was fit, we would have been able to manage the two of them in that position, but, he's not fit. So Jean-Luc has had to carry the load, for the last couple of games, and he's done exceptionally well in that, But certainly when all our flowers are fit, we'll be able to manage him better. And I just hope, that his situation with his groins improve over time, and because he's a quality player, and you can see the deft little touches that he put in on the weekend against the Jaguares. He kept them on the back foot, the whole game, through little attacking kicks, and his passing game, he dropped off 2 passes towards the end of the game, but he's playing really well at the moment, and he gives our team a lot of go forward and a lot of confidence. So he's an important player for us going forward.
Rob, that bench, especially the forwards on the bench, it's quite a tidy looking bunch of forwards to come onto the game.
It is, Craig. I think that obviously with Sia and Nemo out, and and Evan still struggling, with his injuries, that's pretty as strong as it gets, from our side, from our point of view. I think I've said it all season that Augustus was going to play a role for us this year, but he struggled with his injury, so we're pretty excited about him coming back into the mix. And then obviously JD Schickling, is a massive player for us, and to see him, back on the bench definitely gives the group confidence, I like the fact that, when we have the likes of Evan and JD and, Trucky, or Augustus and Pieter-Step fit and CF fit, then we're starting to look at quite a mean pack of forwards, going forward, and it's quite exciting for us. So, but this year we haven't had, that opportunity to play all of them. Now we've got, both sets of front rows are at full strength, and we're pretty excited about that, obviously. But both Schickling and Augustus certainly do add a bit of impetus off the bench, which is quite exciting for the weekend.
Okay, just a word on Herschel again.
Yep.
Just tell us a bit more.
No, look, I mean, with Justin Phillips breaking his ribs and Paul de Vet having suffered from mumps, so. It obviously gives that opportunity to Herschel. He's been outstanding in the Super Sports Series for Dobbo. He's really has been a player on form, and he's been rewarded now with that opportunity. And certainly a player who's exciting around the fringes, and I do hope he gets that opportunity, on the weekend to showcase his speed and those skills. So looking forward to seeing how he goes.
Didn't he help out the Pro 14 team?
He did. He helped out the Scarlets, yeah. So, back, I think it was in the pre-season. So. That's right, yeah. No, and he did pretty well there. So, a player, in form and, and certainly, can make some difference from the bench.
Just a bit more on your 50th match, running out the Newlands on Saturday. Just talking.
Yeah, I think there's a lot.
What's that first word that came out?
There's a lot more going on than my 50th cap, and I think it's, it's obviously just another great opportunity for me to be representing this team and playing here at Newlands. But like I said, there's so much more going on that there's just bigger things out there than someone reaching the 50th cap. But obviously for me it's a special occasion, but we're not haven't talked about that and not even bothered about that. Just we want to go out there and get together for the last time as a Stormers team this year and put on a good performance and give the perfect sending off to some guys who are leaving this team. What are the bigger things you're talking about? No, just talking about some of the guys playing their last game for the Stormers. Obviously, like you guys have mentioned, it's Pieter-Step's first time captaining the Stormers. We've got a lot riding on this game. We want to go out there and show that even though this year hasn't gone according to plan, we still got a lot to play for. We want to put some pride back into the jersey, and we want to end off our season with a good win, and show the faithful that we still care and we still love and want to die for playing for this jersey.
Also, maybe your aspirations to play again for the Springboks, maybe?
Obviously, that will never go away and never die out. I think I just have to get some string some good games together, and selection is obviously out of my hands, but all I can do from my side is just get some good games together, and hopefully I'll get a call up and be looked at again. But like I said, at the moment, we're just worried about ending off our season on a good note at Newlands this weekend.
We just get an Afrikaans van Pieter-Step.
Ja, Pieter, in Afrikaans.
Dis net in Afrikaans is wat 'n voorreg dit is om kaptein te wees en so 'n bietjie gehelp het dat jy die Springbokke kaptein van die Springbokke.
Ja, dit is natuurlijk een groot voorrecht om kaptein te wees in naweek om groot geraak het in Nieuweland en die games te kom kyk het. Speel nogals 'n groot rol vir my en ek is baie trots om deur Flikkie te geback te word en om die naweek te kan speel en kaptein te wees. En die Springbokke wat ek nou 'n bietjie ondervinding opgedoen het baie gehelp. Maar ja, soos ek sê, hierdie jaar het ek baie geleer onder Flikkie. Veral as 'n bietjie gesukkel het, mens leer baie van jouself en die mense rondom jou. En ja, ek dink die naweek ek kan maar net my kant bring in die manier hoe ek speel en die ouens weer inspireer. Ja, so dis dit.
Flikkie, just one in Afrikaans.
Your Afrikaans is worse than mine, but the way you asked that question.
Marcosa, he was here, Marcosa.
Thank you very much, everyone.